All right. So the first session, okay. So the first session gonna be like it's not that long because we are gonna talk about just two topics, okay, which is session, first session. With the number one, we are going to talk about the setup and the exit. Okay, and then after that, the second topic we're gonna talk about the introduction to the trade control. Right. So the first one and the second one. So the first topic, it's going to be the setup and exit. So for the setup and exit, as you guys know, I am not using any kind of indicator. Okay, I'm just using my naked charts, which is there's nothing such as like Bollinger Bands or moving average on my chart. So what is actually my indicator? So my indicator is just like my setup and the exit itself, which is the setup. It's going to be a level or a zones for me to take a buy or to take a sell. And then how about the exit? So the exit is going to be my zones, or we can call it like my level for me to exit my position, whether it's for buy or it's for sell. So I always say this to my students, which is going to be like the most important part. Okay, the most important part in this industry, it's going to be the time frame itself. Okay. When we talk about trading, the most important part, the most important thing, okay, that matter is going to be the time frame. No matter like if you're using engulfing trading system or you're using SNR, you're using SND or something like that. But the most important thing, it's going to be the time frame itself. So talking about the time frame. So which time frame that we are going to focus on in this topic? So we are going to focus on H4 only for this topic, which is if we talk about the H4, if you go to 4 hours time frame, and if you can see like a lot of zones of buy, a lot of zones for sell, so those zones we can use as our setup or our exit, depends on how we use it. All right. So after that, after the time frame, the most important part is going to be the movement. Okay, we need to understand the movement inside of the chart, which is it's going to be okay. The chart is going to move from buy to sell, and then from sell to buy. Okay, the chart is going to move the buy to sell and then sell to buy. It is going to keep on repeating like this over and over, over and over. All right. Which is, yeah, of course, if you are taking a buy on the buy setup and you are going to exit on the sell setup. If you are taking a sell setup, you're going to exit on the buy setup, which is going to keep on repeating like this over and over. Because like the chart is going to move from buy to sell and then from sell to buy and then from buy to sell again, sell to buy again. Okay. For now, is that a question? Is that a question? So send me the chat, please. All right. No, if everyone is good, so we're going to continue with the SOP. So a lot of people asking me like, what does the SOP means? So the SOP means it means like, okay, when you open the chart, so what is the first thing that you need to do? What is the second thing that you need to do? What is the third thing and fourth thing and fifth thing that you need to do? So talking about the SOP, okay, don't ever skip the step. Okay, don't ever skip the step. If you don't have the second SOP, so there is no way for you to go to the third SOP. And if you don't have the third SOP, so there is no way for you to go to the fourth one. And yeah, and so on. All right. So the first SOP, it's going to be number one, we need to mark ED or EF on H4, which is as our, yes, our setup and exit. Okay, we need to mark any EG or any EF on H4, whether it's for buy or for sell. And then the second one, it's going to be we need to wait for the price to make a pullback into the zone. So which zone that we are talking right now? Okay, the zone that we've already marked on the H4 just now. And then after the price made a pullback into the zone, the third one is going to be we need to focus on the current market price. which is we can call it as our CMP. All right. So different brokers have different H4 candles. So how do we approach this? Okay, just mark whatever you see. Okay, if you see like the ED buy on that, for an example, you have like three brokers, broker A, broker B, and broker C. If on that first broker you don't have any ED, so just leave it there. And if for those for the other broker you have ED or EF, something like that, just mark it. All right, just be flexible with the zone. All right. Is everything clear? Yeah, good question, by the way. Yeah, be flexible. Yes, exactly. Be flexible with the zones, right? So after that, okay, I'm just going to draw for you guys. Okay, I'm just going to draw for you guys like the theory on how it works, right? The theory on how it works. So for an example, we have an engulfing zones somewhere on here, which is for sell. And yep, another one for buy. Bottom of this one. All right. So like I said just now, everything on H4, like every EG or EF on H4, it's going to be whether it's going to be like our setup or our exit. Because right now we are just talking about the H4. So for an example, you have an engulfing cell on H4 and then you mark it. And then we've done with the first SOP, right? Right. And then we've done with the first SOP. And then after that, we need to wait for the price to make a pullback into the zone. We need to wait for the price to make a pullback into the zone. No matter how long it takes, but the price needs to make a pullback because yeah, we need to follow the SOP, right? So after the price get into the zone, after the price made a pullback into the zone, so we need to go to the third SOP, which is like we need to focus on the current market price. We need to focus on the CMP. So the CMP for us right now, for this situation right now, it's going to be somewhere around here. And back to what I've said just now, the movement. So from the buy zone, it's going to move to the sell zone. And from the sell zone, it's going to move to the buy zone. And it's going to keep on repeating like this over and over, over and over. Which is from this sell zone, the price, from this sell setup, the price is going to go down until our buy setup, which is the buy setup, we're going to call it as our exit zone. So when the price touch the exit zone, all right, of course, after we've done with exiting our sell position, yeah, of course, we are looking for another buy, right? We're looking for another buy. So what should we do? Okay, do it from the scratch, which is okay. Right now, we've already have this buy zone on H4, which is the zone that we've used just now as our exit. Because right now we are talking about like to put like the buy entry. So when the price get into the buy zone, okay, automatically we've done with the second SOP, which is we've already waited for the price to make a pullback into the zone. So after the price made a pullback into the zone, so the third SOP is going to be we need to focus on the current market price. So where will be our current market price? It's going to be over here. Get it? Right. So from the buy zone, the price is going to exit on the sell zone. Right, on the sell zone. And when the price get into the sell zone, what to do again? Yeah, back to what I've said. Focus on the CMP again. All right. Focus on the current market price again. All right. And then the price went down to the buy zone again. All right, like this. All right. So there will be like two famous questions that most of my students gonna ask me, which is the first one. Can we use the same zone, like the same ED or the same EF over and over? Maybe they can say like more than 3 times, more than 2 times, more than 5 or 10 times, something like that. So the answer is going to be yes. Okay, as long as that zone is still valid. How do we identify that certain zone is still valid or not? Okay, we need to look at the candle closing. Okay, to make it simple, if the zone has been broken by the price, we are not going to use that zone for sell again or for buy again. For an example, right over here, okay, for an example right over here, the price get into the buy zone, but the price went through this buy zone, and then the price closed below this engulfing buy. So we are not going to use this engulfing buy to buy again, right? Because this buy already invalid, which is this buy already become an engulfing field. We're going to use this buy zone as our sell zone again. All right. So that is the first question, that the first famous question. All right. So actually there is no like fixed rules for you guys, like maybe the zones can just be touched for about like 5 times or 10 times, something like that. Even though the zone, okay, even though that certain zone, the price touch and go, keep on repeating like that for like 100,000th time. But if that zone is still valid, we still can use that zone for selling. All right. Because why? Because we are that kind of trader that focus on the current market price. Okay, that focus on the current market price. All right. So the second famous question is going to be, why do we need to focus on the current market price? Why do we need to focus on the current market price? So I'm going to answer this question right now. So the reason why do we need to focus on the current market price is because when the price get into the sell zone, okay, all of this current market price, all of the circles that I've circled over here, okay, we will find out all the answers of our question, like why the price respected the sell zone, why the price respected the buy zone, and why the price just went through this buy zone. So all the answers, all the storyline will be told inside of the current market price. So that is the main reason why do we need to focus on the current market price, or why do we need to focus on the CMP? So for now, is there any question? Okay. Is there any question for now? Okay, is everything clear? Or you guys have a question to ask me that? Yeah, just hit me up. All right, everything is clear for now? No question. All right, if there is no question, all right, if there is no question, I'm going to we're going to go to the chart to see how it works. All right. Let's go to the chart and let's see how it works. So, all right. So look over here. Okay, look over here. Look at this buy and sell zones, right? So we have this sell zone, right? We have this buy zone, all right? So before we start marking the zones, remember what I've said earlier, we need to be very flexible with the zones, okay? How many times a zone can be used? Non-fresh. Nah, bro, I've already explained it just now. No matter how many times the zone has been touched, okay? The zone has been touched, yes, we can still use it as long as that zone is valid, all right? But look at over here. Okay, we have a sell zone and we have a buy zone. So which one is our setup? Which one is our exit? It depends on how we use the zone. So for an example, you use the sell zone as our setup. Yeah. The price get into the buy zone. At first, the price get into the buy zone, which is the second SOP made a pullback, and then the third SOP focused on the current market price, right? And then the price went up from buy to the sell zone, get into the sell zone, and then the price respected the sell. Okay, but the third SOP is going to be like, we need to focus on the current market price. So the price went down, get into the buy zone again, focus on the current market price. All right, get into the sell zone again, focus on the current market price. Get into the buy zone again, focus on the current market price. So this thing, it's going to keep on repeating like this over and over and over and over. All right. So look over here. Okay. Because just now I've told you guys, I've said to you guys, like, okay, we need to be like very flexible with the zones. So maybe few of you guys gonna ask me like, why don't we use this EG buy? Okay, and why don't we use this EG buy? Back to what I said, when we talk about the zones, okay, we need to be flexible with the zones. Okay, no matter for an example, you mark this buy zone, something like this, you mark this buy zone and you mark this buy zone, the current market price will be at the same place, right? At the same level, which is we are just going to keep on monitoring somewhere over here anyway, and somewhere over here anyway. All right. So be flexible with the zone. So there is no fixed zone. So there is no like this zone is like the best zone to mark. This is zone like the weak zone. There is no like that. No such thing like that. All right. So for now, is there any question? Yeah, so for now, is there any question? Is everything clear for now? Like for just for these four things. Yeah, it's clear. All right, good. Right. So there is no question to ask. All right. So if there is no question to ask, so yep, let's get back to our notes. Perfect. All right. Thank you. Thank you for responding. All right. So because we've already done with the first topic, so we are going to go to the next topic, which is it's going to be the introduction to the trade control. So the introduction to the trade control. The introduction to the trade control. All right. Trade control. Okay, or we can call it as our TC. So in this session, we're just going to discuss like the basic one. Okay, and then we're going to go deeper on our next session, which is going to be the second session. All right, the trade control. Okay, talking about the trade control. Like I said, no matter what type of technical analysis that you are using, the most important thing is going to be the time frame itself. If you know what to do with the time frame, so everything is going to be good, right? Everything is going to be good. So talking about time frames, right? We're gonna have like two types of time frames somewhere around here, which is the first one. We're going to have like we have time frame for us to entry, time frame for entry, and then the second one, time frame for us to monitor. Okay, time frame for us to entry and then time frame for us to monitor. So the time frame for entry is going to be only M30, just M30. That's it. Okay, that's it. And how about the time frame for us to monitor? It's going to be M30 and H1. So right now, okay, in this first session and the second session as well, I am not going to discuss about the time frame for monitor yet, because for this second time frame, I am going to discuss about this on our third session. All right. And make sure, like, if you guys get like for those who can catch up with the schedule, like, yep, it's going to be like really, really helpful for you guys. All right. So in this first session and the second session, like I said just now, the first session and the second session, I'm just going to use the M30, just M30. So strictly no H1. All right. So after that, we're going to get to jump into like this the SOP. So we're going to continue our SOP just now. We just start with number 4. So the 4 SOP, we are going after the price get to the zone, and then after we focus on the current market price. So the next thing, okay, the next step that we should do is we need to switch. We need to switch the time frame, yeah, to M30, of course, right? After we focus on the current market price, we need to switch the time frame to M30. Yeah, for of course. And then number 5, what do we need to do? We are going to look for the same EG or EF as our setup. So for an example, we are currently in the sell setup. Yeah, of course, after we switch the time frame to M30, we need to look for, yeah, it's either EG sell or EF for sell, right? And if we are currently in the buy setup, we're doing the work for buy, okay? And then, yeah, we're going to focus on, we're going to keep on looking for EG buy or EF for buy. So for now, is there any question before I jump into the theory, before I draw like the theory to you guys? Is there any question? Clear. All right. So if there is no question, so I'm just going to jump into like the theory. So for an example, you have this buy zone somewhere around here. Okay. You have a buy zone somewhere around here. Wait. All right. And then for an example, you have a buy zone of H4 somewhere around here. Okay, and then when the price made a pullback, okay, the price is making pullback now, and the price get into the zone. After the price get into the zone, okay, and after we focus on the current market price, the next step, what do we need to do? Right over here, we need to switch or we need to change the time frame to M30. All right. switch the time frame or change the time frame from H4 to M30. All right. Okay. After we switch the time frame to M30, we need to look for the same ED or the same EF as our setup. So, which is, yeah, because right now we are currently in the buy setup. Okay, we are currently in the buy setup. So, of course, we need to look for an ED buy, something like this. Okay, so after the price created an ED buy, so this ED buy, we will call it as our trade control. So this is our TC. So remember, what am I going to draw on the chart right now? It's going to be the main line, the main case, the main scenario. All right. So like the main line is going to be when the price create the pullback, get into the buy zone. Okay. And after the price create like the confirmation entry, which is about the confirmation entry we're going to discuss in our next session, which is the second session. After the price create the confirmation entry and the price is going to go up like this, boom, to our opposite zone, which is our exit zone. All right. But remember what I've said just now. All right. This will be the main line. And sometimes the price can do like this. Okay, the price can do like this. Okay, create EG buy and then pull back, went up, boom, right? Like this, right? So this shows us like, okay, we need to extend our notes. We need to learn some more. Okay, there is some part that we missed. All right. Okay, so look over here, EG or EF. I've always said this to my students. Okay, it's like, okay, actually, the chart is speaking with us. Okay, the chart is talking to us. Like, okay, the chart is telling us, like, okay, the price is going to buy after this. The price is going to respect the zone after this. Okay, the price is going to start for a reversal pattern, something like that. All right. So how do we know? Okay, we need to look at the current market price. So if inside of the current market price, the price created like EG, and of course, this EG need to be the same as our setup, right? When the price created an engulfing at the current market price, it shows us like, okay, the price is going to respect. Price is going to respect our zone. Price is going to respect our zone. So which zone that we are talking right now? Yeah, of course, this buy zone. So look over here. Was the price respecting the zone just now? Right? Right. Because when the price get into the buy zone, there was a buy movement over there. Okay. Even though it's just for about like 5 pips or 10 pips or 20 pips, something like that. All right. So when the price get into the buy zone, the price created an engulfing, like the same engulfing as our setup. Okay. And there was a buy movement. So this buy movement, even though it's just for 5 pips, this was respecting the zone. All right. So for now, another question. Okay, for now, another question. Before we jump to the next one, how is the TC different from the first time entry roadblock, or does that come later? How is the TC different? How is the TC? How is the TC different from the first time entry roadblock? No, I didn't get it, bro. I didn't get it. Or does that come later? Okay, when the price get into the buy zone, okay, what is the difference between TC? Oh, what is the difference? Okay, okay. Oh yeah, about the first entry. Okay, the first entry we're not going to talk about the first entry in this session. Okay, we're not going to talk about the first entry in this session. All right. And yep, if you guys have any question like about the roadblock, about the first entry, about the re-entry, about like yeah, something like that. Okay. We're not going to talk about that in this session. For this session, it's just like for the basic one, okay, just the basic class, like to introduce you guys to the H4 and M30 and how they gonna work together. Okay, what is the relation between the H4 and M30? What is like, yeah, the most important thing, like we need to look, we need to see H4 What is the most important thing in H4? What is the most important thing in M3 and so on? All right. All right. If there is no question, so how about the EF? All right. How about the EF? So when the price created an engulfing field at the current market price, it shows us that the price is going to reverse until our next zone. The price is going to reverse until our next zone, which is, yeah, our next zone is going to be our exit zone, right? So for an example, wait, why can't delete this one? All right. For an example, the price made a pullback, something like this. Get into the buy zone, and at the same time, the price created like this engulfing cell somewhere around here. And then if the price can break through this engulfing cell and then close above the engulfing cell, and yeah, automatically this will be our buy zone, right? Which is we are going to call it as our EF, right? So like I said, after the price created an EF, it shows us that the price is going to reverse until our next zone. Okay, the price is going to reverse until our next zone. So yeah, the price is making a pullback right now. And back to what I've said, we need to have like the confirmation entry. Okay, we need to have the confirmation entry. For an example, there is no confirmation entry somewhere around here, but the price went down into our TC gain, but created like the confirmation entry. And then yep, the price still going to reverse until the next one, something like this. Because why? Because sometimes engulfing field, okay, it just like work like a sign. Okay, it works like to give us like the sign that okay, this okay, for an example, goal is moving from the sell to buy, from the buy to sell, something like that. The goal is reversing from the buy zone to the sell zone, something like that. All right. So for another question, okay, and for this reversing part, okay, no matter how long it takes, but the price is gonna touch the sell zone, touch the buy zone, like the opposite zone. Do we look for EF after EG was created on M3, or it can be EF? All right, sometimes the price didn't create EG, but the price just create an EF. But yeah, if the price created an EF, yeah, it shows us that the price is going to reverse until the next zone. Because yeah, I know like sometimes, okay, because that all the things that I drew just now, it's going to be like the main line, right? It was a main line. But sometimes the price can do like this. Okay. The price created an EF, but the price doesn't make a pullback, just go straight away. Okay. And sometimes the price can just like, okay, created this EG buy, but doesn't make a pullback. The price went all the way out like this. Right. So, and sometimes the price can just create EF, but doesn't create EG. All right. But back to what I've said earlier, when the price create EG, okay, we know what will happen. When the price created an EF, yeah, we know what will happen. All right. So for now, is there any question? No. All right. So if the do we ever use H1? We are going to talk about the H1 on the third session. So can I annotate and ask question? Yeah, sure thing, sure thing. You can annotate. Can you show on chart how the price can create EF without EG? Yeah, if we can find one, so yeah, we will. All right. EF. All right. Get into the zone. CE. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So that's your question. All right. Okay. 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 All right. Mm-hmm. You decel. All right. So which zone that we are going to use for entry, right? That is your question, right? That that was your question, right? Which zone that we're going to use for us to enter? Is that this one or is that this one? Like that. So that was your question. No. I knew it. Okay, so right now, because I said like that's why we need to focus on the current market price because we are that kind of trader that following the current market price. So if inside of when the price make a pullback and right over here the price didn't create the confirmation entry, so there is no way for the price to go up from here, right? The price is gonna go deeper again. And then if inside of this zone, the price created like the confirmation entry, and from here, the price is going to go up. Get it? Yeah, it depends on where the price is going to create like the confirmation entry. Get it? All right, good. Good. Is that a question? For those who wanna ask me a question, go on then. Yes question or no question? If no question, I'm going to go to the chart right now. Clear, clear. All right. If everything is clear, going to paste the notes here. So you guys can download the notes on the chat, right? Okay. So all right, let's go to the chart. So this will be like I'm going to show to you guys like a few examples, right? So for an example right over here, okay, let's look at this cell first. This cell first. Okay, we have this engulfing cell. Okay, we have this engulfing cell. And then when the price made a pullback into the zone, okay. So yeah, I know that few of you guys gonna ask me like, why don't we focus on this one first, right? No, because I wanna focus on this one. I wanna do backtest on this one. All right. So when the price get into the sell zone, switch the time frame to M30 while looking at the current market price. So look over here. Why the price respected this sell zone? Yeah, of course, there was a trade control. Do you guys see it? There was a trade control. So right now, don't ask me, okay? Don't ask me like where should we enter? How to enter? How to take the sell somewhere around here. Okay? Because all of that question gonna be asked answered on our next session. This is our second session. All right. So in this first session, I just want to make sure that all of you guys know that okay, why the price respected the zone, why the price didn't respect the zone, and what to do with the H4 and what to do with the M30 and so on. All right. So let's look back on the H4 and then the price went down, right? The price went down. Look for about from here for about like 150 pips. So let's look at the second one. Look at the second one. We had this engulfing buy at this engulfing buy. When the price get into the engulfing buy, yep, this will be our current market price that we need to focus on. So switch the time frame to M30. And then when the price get into the zone, all right, when the price get into the zone, so look over here. Why the price respected the zone? Because there was an engulfing buy. There was an engulfing buy. All right. So right over here, if you can see like, okay, we had an engulfing buy earlier, right? Okay. But did the price respected the zone? Yeah, of course. The price respected for about 50 pips, something like that, 60 pips, something like that. But why the price doesn't make a reversal? Yeah, of course, because the price doesn't break this EG cell, right? The price didn't break this EG cell, right? Yeah, it failed to break. Yeah, exactly. So there will be no reversal yet, all right? But okay, look at this one. The price created is easy, showing us like, okay, the price is going to respect the zone. So look over here. The price respected this easy buy. Boom, went up. And then created this EF, right? Created this EF, something like that, all right? Showing us like, okay, the price is going to make a reversal, okay? Okay, I want to do like the screenshot on you guys' name. So then after this, only these guys can claim the video from me, all right? Okay. So let's look some more. Let's look some more. Okay. Look at this cell zone. Okay, we have this cell zone, right? We have the cell zone. Why the price didn't respect the cell zone? Yeah, we need to look inside of it at the current market price. Why the price didn't respect the sell zone? Yeah, look at the M30. Yeah, of course, there was no engulfing sell. There was no trade control. So that is the main reason why the price didn't respect the sell zone. All right. So look over here. Why the price respected this engulfing field? Or if you want to mark like this EG buy, yeah, also it doesn't so there is no problem with this one. All right. All right. So when the price get into this engulfing buy or engulfing field, when we zoom in into the M30, so look over here, the price created this EG buy. So that is the main reason why the price respected this EG buy, right? So look over here. Let's look some more. Okay. The price, okay, H4. All right. Get into the buy zone. And then inside of this buy zone, yeah, we have this trade control. So that's why the price keep on going up and keep on going up and going up. All right. Okay. So for now, is there any question? We're just like, okay, the objective for the first session, number one, okay, you guys know what to do with H4. Okay, you guys know what to do with H4. You guys understand how H4 will work, how the 4 hours time frame will work. And the second one is like, you guys understand like everything on M3D, okay, which is like the basic trade control, like how the basic TC works and so on, right? And the third thing, okay, and the third things, the most important thing, which is like, okay, you guys understand like why the price respected the zone and why the price didn't respect the zone, which is like break the zone. All right. So for now, is there any question? Is there any question? Any question? So if I wait, let me paste this question somewhere on here. Let me paste this question right here. So this is the question. All right. So if I understand, whenever we take a trade control, automatically we need to see if it's gonna create. Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. And one more thing, you guys need to understand, like, okay, when the price create EG, what does it mean? When the price create EF, what does it mean? Right. So what if it does not create an EF? Okay, like I said, it will be like a lot of scenarios that will happen in the market. Sometimes the price can just like create EG and then the price can like go up just like that. Okay. Sometimes the price didn't create an EG, but the price still went up. Okay. For an example, for this price, wait, let me show you guys like for this price. Was there any EG? Okay, there was no EG at all somewhere around here, but why the price went up from here? Boom. Okay, so the question is going to be like, okay, will we miss the entry? So the answer is no. Okay, the answer is no, no, we're not going to miss any entry. Because why? Because in our second session, we're going to have like the topic that we call as the advanced trade control. All right. So we're going to learn like how to use the first entry and so on. No TC, zone will be not, yes, exactly. Zone not respected. Yeah, as simple as that. If inside of that setup we have TC, yeah, the zone is going to be respected. And if inside of that setup there is no TC, and yeah, the zone will be broken. Okay, we'll have like a big possibility for that zone to be broken. So is there any question for now? Okay. Is there any question for now? All good. Okay. Really, if everything is good, so I think I'm ending the session somewhere, yeah, around here. So for those who, yeah, for those who want to continue their second session, it should be Monday, okay, which is today, 10 p.m. Malaysia time. I am going to discuss about the second session, or yeah, 6 p.m. 24th of October. Yeah, I'm also going to discuss about the second session. And Thursday, 10 p.m. Malaysia time will be the second session. Monday, 10 p.m., 10 a.m. EST, visit me. Yeah. Yeah, you're from US, right? So that's good. So that's good. So I had a doubt. All right, go on, go on. Okay, hit me with the question. There is 2 slots for second session on Monday. There is on Monday. Now, wait, let me see again. Let me see again. Yeah, there'll be 2 slots. Oh, okay, 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. Yep. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. If price creates an M30 TC and we get entry for buys, but it fails to create an EF, should we hold the trade or keep it at break even? Actually, we need to focus on the H4. That's why I teach you guys about the H4. We need to understand from where to where the price is going. All right. After the price create the TC, and sometimes if there is no EF at all, the price can just go straight away to our exit. Okay. But we need to monitor. So that's why I'm going to teach you guys on how to monitor the chart after this. Right. We spoke of EG and EF forming. We use weekly and daily confirmation. In this topic, we are just going to talk about the H4 and M30. Just H4 and M30. No, strictly no weekly and daily. Talking about weekly and daily, it should be on our third session, which is we're going to discuss on our direction. So for this one, there's nothing to do with direction. All right. So is there any question left? So if there is no question left, I'm going to take picture of you guys' name, and then after that, make sure you guys claim the video from me. All right. So yeah, if you guys don't have any questions, I'm ending the session over here. So thank you for joining. So if you guys like have any question, just hit me up, right? Hit me up on the Telegram. Your way of teaching is really simple. Yeah, thank you. Great for the session. Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Have a good day, everyone. Bye bye.